What's going on, YouTube? You're back with Shades, and we're getting our Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo, one of the best games I've had to play to date. Probably because it's so story-driven, and this is like I record all the videos for the week in one part, or like one sitting. So if you remember what happened yesterday's part, I got really emotional, not really emotional, but nostalgic in a sense. But I was really happy, and it just reminded me of a couple good memories that I've had with friends in real life, and I got giddy. So let's just get to this part, okay? Because I don't want to fall into that pit again. Cause I'm just gonna end up stopping and talking and blah 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 blah. I wake to the annoying din of my alarm clock. Its bright red numerals lighting up my face. It's the same alarm clock I had at home, one of the few remaining artifacts from my days before coming to Yamaku. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry, I just had to do something real quick. No such luck though. Groggily dragging myself out of bed, I wipe the sleep from my eyes, and then reach over to my desk. I open a couple of bottles of medicine strewed across it, and swallow a few pills dry. Ugh! Dry? God, you're a trooper right there. By now the process is starting to become automatic, something I should be glad for, given their purpose. Feeling much more awake than before, I wander into the bathroom. Please no Kenji, please no Kenji. While the shower warms up, my mind begins to wander as my new daily routine begins once again. The bright colors of the fireworks fill my mind, as do the two girls whom I spent my time watching them. It feels strange to be moved by so much people I know, so little about. Then again, I suppose these aren't normal circumstances. At least I have someone to talk to now, aside from my schoolmate next door. With the time left before school begins today waning, I begin to get ready for class. Thank God. Walking through the door into the classroom, I notice that I'm still somewhat early. I see about 5 or 6 students milling around, most of them looking as if they'd rather be still in bed. It's at times like this I appreciate being a morning person. That said, 2 students in particular seem just as perky as always. Hi Shizune, hi Misha. I suddenly realize that my greeting would be lost in the former, so I quickly follow it with a wave. She doesn't seem overly bothered. Or interested for that matter. Hello, Hee-chan, are you feeling well? I can only assume her greeting comes from Shizune. It's hard to tell if she's speaking as herself or Shizune sometimes. Better than most everyone else, I guess. You two seem bright and chipper. Misha signs his back to Shizune as I say it, eliciting a somewhat terse answer if her sharp and rapid arm movements are any indication. Considering that these two have made such a big deal out of the festival preparations, I probably should have chosen my words more carefully. Since you're a new student, we've been cutting you some slack. Please don't expect this kind of task dodging to be allowed in the future. Misha looks as if she's about to add her own comment, but quickly goes back to interpreting as Shizune continues unabated. While your contribution to Class 2's stall is appreciated... 3-2 stall. Huh, word sure got around quickly. That or these two have their fingers on the pulse of the school. We would prefer your efforts be focused on the task at hand, namely your own class. As much as I hate to admit it, they do have a point. Before I can respond, though, Shizune adds something more, which draws a smile from Misha. Did you enjoy the festival, then? Lecture over, I guess. Yeah, it was good. Did you two enjoy it? Shizune gives a short nod as Misha grins and bounces her head up and down. The contrast side by side is amusing. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice more students starting to trickle into the classroom. A quick glance at my watch confirms that they are a few minutes late. Oh, it's a Hanako! And she's smiling! I can't wait to do your path with Beth. We're probably gonna cry. I look over to Hanako's seat and realize that she's already there, and contentedly reading a book. It makes me wonder just how long she's been there without me noticing. With heavy footsteps coming up the hallway signaling Muto's arrival, our idle talking comes to an end and I take my seat next to Misha. As the door slides open, he strides through with a ponderous gait, his posture even worse than usual. His eyes are barely staying open. I guess my quip to Lily and Hanako about the staff was misplaced. Everyone opens their books as he reaches his desk, and the first class of the new week begins. I almost said semester, weird. I rub my eyes as the lunch bell rings out, glad for the temporary reprieve from work. Reprieve. I'm entirely unsurprised when I look over to the door and see Lily standing there, cane in hand, patiently waiting for Hanako. Considering her acceptance of my request to join them yesterday, I decide to spend my lunchtime with them rather than eat alone. Hanako moves surprisingly fast to meet her companion, and the two enter the hallway before I can catch up. Lily's head turns slightly, registering the sound of footsteps behind her. As Hanako notices following her and follows her lead, she almost jumps in surprise. Hisao? Hello, Hisao. Why is she blushing? Hi, sorry if I startled you. Lily turns to greet me, helped in our orientation by Hanako. Good afternoon, Hisao. Are you joining us? If it's no trouble, there's not much else to do, really. Lily gives a small nod as if to silently brush away any idea that it would be troubling in the least. Lily probably has no problem with it, but I'm not too sure about Hanako. We descend one set of stairs and walk down the hallway to the usual room, our pace somewhat quicker than usual thanks to Lily using Hanako for direction rather than her cane and the railings. As expected, it's deserted. The sound of other clubs can only be barely heard as sunlight streams into the room from outside. Looking around the room, I noticed a couple of empty easels propped up against the wall that I don't think were there before. The art club must have used this room as extra storage. Should I get the chess set out? Hanako's voice seems less tense when she directly addresses Lily. Yes, I'll make tea while you sort the pieces. Can I do that for you if you'd like? I can do that if you'd like. She ponders the offer for a moment before smiling, confirming that I made the right choice. Her face is remarkably easy to read. Very well, thank you. She slides her retracted cane into the handle of her bag and sets it against one of the table legs, before taking a seat opposite Hanako. As I prepare tea for the three of us, I can hear the small wooden pieces being set on the board. I wonder how good Lily is at chess. Oh god. I have, bites on my legs, I think. I was wearing shorts today. I wonder how good Lily is at chess, given her circumstances. By the time I place the steaming teacups onto the table, Lily and Hanako have already moved their first pieces as they nibble on sandwiches and rice balls from their respective bags. I really want, Hisao's preparation of tea, to be terrible, and then when Lily and Hanako take sips, who made this, a baboon? It's a little mean for Hisao, but, Jesus Christ, that'd be hilarious if that happened. I know that the chessboard they're using has holes in the middle of each square, and pegs on the bottom of the pieces, and each has dark squares slightly raised. Watching Lily's fingers skate over the board, tracing out the positions of the pieces, makes me marvel a little at the simple ingenuity of the design. It must be specifically made for blind players. Huh. I wouldn't doubt it. That's kind of cool, because the squares on top probably have braille on them to say, this is a rook, and this is a bishop. Here you go. Oh, they're all happy, and Hanako seems to be less awkward around me. But seriously, the angle of Hisao's face is just hey, ladies. He's like, hey, ladies, can I watch you play chess? Can I, please? I wonder if that sounds good, because, I'm not sure if this thing has a pop filter installed in it already. I've done this before, so hopefully it's fine. I finally take a seat and silently sip my tea as the two play. The contrast in their appearances while playing is interesting to watch. Hanako looks closely at the board, her face one of focused concentration. Lily, on the other hand, keeps her head level and maintains her calm neutrality. Lily's gentle voice addresses both of us as she continues to play. How was class now that the festival's over? I look to Hanako to see whether she'll answer first, but see that she's doing the same. Not great. Half the class seemed to be dozing off, not even including the teacher, not to mention a test on top of that. Hanako quietly adds her own agreement with this. I could imagine it being a bit difficult for you, being a transfer student. Well, I think I did fine, other than the shock of a test coming so early. Science is probably my best subject. How'd you do, Hanako? Me? Okay, I guess. Hanako's too sincere to be able to pull off lying very well. That much is obvious. Lily's smile slips very slightly from her reaction. Hanako mustn't be skilled enough at academics to do very well without preparation. How'd your class handle it, Lily? It went surprisingly well, actually. Only one student was absent, which was better than what the teacher expected. With the topic all but run dry, the two concentrate on the chess game once again. I can't say I've ever liked the idea of chess as a spectator sport, but given its unique nature, for once I'm wrapped in watching the game unfold. I like how there's no change in the pieces. I wish there was, but that's asking too much in all honesty. As time wears on, both of them demonstrate decent skill at playing the game. Having captured two more pawns than Hanako, Lily has the upper hand, but only slightly. Until Hanako makes a strange move with her queen. Seizing upon this lapse in judgment, Lily takes the piece with her knight. Without hesitation, Hanako moves a pawn to take Lily's rook on the opposite side of the board and promotes it to queen. Lily's face falters as her finger moves over the piece, and she realizes that she just fell into Hanako's trap. It's a little distracting to have the board chased out after each move, even if it's out of necessity. Judging by Hanako's lack of reaction, she must be used to this. She and Lily must have played at least a few games of chess against each other, after all. Check. That's not bad at all. Nice, Hanako. The compliment causes her to flower into a surprised blush. Thank you. I didn't think it would work. I looked over to Lily, her finger having just finished tracing out the position of her remaining pieces in an attempt to extricate her king from this bind. I think this is checkmate. I take another look at the board to confirm. Sure enough, her king has nowhere to escape without being threatened by another piece. My earlier question as to which of them was better has just been answered. So it is. Lily gives a small sigh as Hanako smiles from the reactions. From the reactions, it seems like the fairly usual result. How long have you two been playing? Since I was young. Lily nods at Hanako's brief answer. Hanako taught me how to play soon after I met her. I could beat her every now and then, but it's a rarity. I don't seem to have the right mindset for it. I like how in this scene, the drawing of her eyes is different. I don't know. Could just be me. If Lily came to Yamako at the start of high school and met Hanako when she moved to the dorms, that means she's only been playing for about 1 year. After seeing Hanako's level of play, I'm not too surprised Lily has been trouble beating her. But she's better at languages than I am, so... Lily gives an appreciative, if slightly amused, smile at Hanako's quick reversal of her compliment. Well, that's how it is. Much to everyone's surprise, the bell suddenly rings, heralding the end of the lunch break. The game lasted longer than I thought it did. Same, I guess we'd better get back to class. Hanako's already in the middle of packing up, so I take Lily's bag and offer it to her. To my surprise, she takes it and nods, but then places it back down on the table. Hisao, may I make a request? Sure, go ahead. Would you mind if I were to quickly feel your face? Oh, no. Go ahead. I don't mind. The question takes me severely off guard, but once I regain my composure, it seems sensible enough. So far, Lily has no idea what I actually look like, and this would be her only way to find out. It's the CG! Yes! It's probably the closest approximation of kissing in this entire thing. Lily raises her right hand, which I take in mine, and guides to my face before letting go. The room is entirely silent as Lily's hand moves over and around my features, from my chin to my cheeks to everywhere else. I expected this to feel a lot more disquieting than it does. I suppose that's because the action is entirely a matter of practicality, being functionally no different to simply looking at someone's face. Her hand is soft, but what takes me by surprise is the length of her fingers, not to mention how sure even the slightest movements her movements are. I have no doubt that her levels of tactile feeling would be far beyond mine. Her hand briefly runs through my hair before retreating. I'm sure that every inch of my face has been committed to her memory, and it's only now, too, that I realize that Hanako has been silently watching the entire time. Thank you for letting me do that, Hisao. And if I might add, I think you are quite handsome. Am I? Am I really? I blushed a little at her remark before raising a questioning eyebrow. But if you can't see how... Just because I can't see, that doesn't mean I don't have my own preferences. We'd better go now. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess we'll see you later then, Lily. Walking through the hallways back to our classrooms, I noticed that Hanako seems quieter than before, but also more comfortable. Lily, her hand on Hanako's shoulder, seems to pick up on her assured pace as well, smiling as they walk. If I could spend the rest of my time at Yamako like this, I don't think it'd be so bad. All that's needed for joy are small exchanges of happiness, after all. True, Dad! As I reach my desk and set my bag beside it, I realize something, or rather, my stomach does. I was so busy with those two, I forgot to buy lunch. He didn't eat lunch. I sometimes do that too, like, after class, like, oh, want to hang out? And like, oh, oh, cool. I'm like, sure, why not? And then I go to their room, we chit and talk, and then I realize something. I ate in the lunch time for our cafeteria has passed. And I'm just like, damn it, I'm hungry. Saturday, my second most favorite day of the week. This is almost entirely due to the fact that it's the day with the second least amount of school, and with classes ending at the beginning of lunch. I open my door confidently, myself being more than confident of being able to get enjoyment out of the fine weather and shorter class length. Jesus Christ, I'm burping a lot. I confidently stride down the hallway and down the stairs to the lobby of the male dorms. I confidently look behind me to see whose footsteps are approaching. I lose my confidence in this day being enjoyable. Oh, that's great. That's great. Hey man, sup? Not much, I guess. Just looking forward to the afternoon. You? He wraps an arm around my slumped shoulders far too comfortably. Something's up. Let's step outside, shall we? I was just about to before you stopped me. He doesn't take my reaction to this. Oh, look, Rin's mural. We didn't see that because we weren't on, Amy's path, but, I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk through my yawns. I'm stretching. Glad to let my face cam's off because, like, I always feel awkward when I stretch when the face cam's on. It's just like, oh man, I feel so rude. Whatever. It doesn't take my reaction to his theatrics well. Ignoring him, I walk outside and start down the steps. It doesn't take too long for him to catch up with me again. I wonder if he wants money or to rant about another conspiracy. Maybe both. I've got a bone to pick with you. It's about that blonde. You know who I'm talking about. Conspiracy it is. For a moment I contemplate feigning ignorance, but realize this will go quicker if I just let him get it all out. Lily, the one from your class? You're on first-name terms with her? He looks positively shocked at this development. Did he not expect me to be able to answer? He gathers himself and coughs into his fist, dramatically, like everything else he does. Well, never mind that. I'm here to warn you. You know, man to man. Warn me about what? Lily? Yeah, you don't know her, man. It's mostly true. I've only known her and Hanako for less than 2 weeks. And even then, we've just been exchanging banal chatter about school as we while away at lunch. I'm pretty sure you don't either. That's not the point. You're the one spending an inordinate amount of time with her. When I've come across unfamiliar words, like inordinate I know the meaning of, I've seen it before, but when I don't say the word very often, it comes weird to me. It distresses me that someone like Kenji, who's probably as far out of the loop as one could possibly get, knows about such trivial facts as who I choose to befriend. Then again, I am a transfer student, and she's not the only representative of their class, but also a tall blonde. Maybe I should appreciate this ranting as a warning that the rumor mill exists in the school, and I'm firmly within it. It's just lunch, nothing special. Look man, under the bridge. See this bridge? You're under it. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do to get intel. I just want to make sure you don't end up too far under the bridge. You're losing me, Kenji. That's okay, lots of people get lost. That's why I'm here to help. Just be careful around here, okay? She looks all harmless on the outside, but I've heard shit, bad shit. You know, the student council, right? He seems to involuntarily shudder as he says the words. Putting him and Shizune together in the room is an amusing mental exercise. I wonder if they've met. Yeah, Shizune and Misha are in my class. They seem to have dodged the draft, though. Good man, good man. But this blonde, she was there, in the student council, right? Damn there. I see. And she's not there now. Seriously, think about it. Something must have gone down. I stopped walking for a moment, giving the idea more thought than I probably should. It would explain the fight the two had, at least in part. Wait, no, not really. Even leaving the student council would need a catalyst. In the end, it doesn't explain much at all, other than the fact that their feud goes back some ways. I guess you have a point. I'm not seeing how this really affects me, though. Okay, now field this one. Lily's foreign, obviously. Obviously. And now what nationality is she? I open my mouth to give an answer, but realize that I have none. In fact, I've given the matter very little thought. Considering she's tall, blonde, and has blue eyes, I'm guessing German. But she's half Japanese, which accounts for her facial features. So I'm guessing. But I think it's a good assumption as any. Given that she has no accent and acts perfectly Japanese, I suppose it never really seemed important. Now that he mentions it, though, I'm rather curious. To be honest, I don't know. Maybe English? They like tea. Stereotypes. Lovely. I probably shouldn't resort to stereotypes, but that's the only lead I have. I'm guessing German. You're not thinking. Luckily you have me here to think for you. Gee, thanks. He brushes off the quip effortlessly. Now answer me this. Who has lots of social power, is filthy stinking rich? You know blondes are all rich, right? Has a long history of disputes and used to belong to a much larger organization. The Roman Catholic Church? Well, okay, there's that. But there's also the Mafia. Come on, rich, foreign, there's no way she doesn't have connection to them. I have reason to doubt the logic of his deductions. Maybe she's Italian, I don't know. But he shows no sign of stopping. So, do you know where I think she's from? Italy? Mainland Italy's small time, dude. She has to be from Sicily. All those mafioso types come from there. Wait, no, Russia. Damn, this could all be bad. Mafias, they're serious business, man. Ex-KBG everywhere. Paramilitaries, hardcore smuggling, and... Wait, stop. Just slow down a sec. What point are you trying to get at here? You don't know what she'll do, man. I won't get in your way. Agents don't operate like that. But I just want you to be careful. When the time comes, we'll need all the help we can get. I don't want to lose you, comrade. Or at least a concern for me. Kinda. I wave goodbye to him as we separate to our respective classes, but I'm not sure that he sees that gesture. Piling my books into my bag, I catch a glimpse of the library books I'd borrowed last week. I might as well return them, considering it took all of 2 days to finish. I briefly consider inviting Hanako along to the library, but she's already gone. It'll probably be better for my studying if I'm alone anyway. With a quick stretch and a wave to a couple of classmates who give the same to me, I make my way out of the classroom. As I open my bag and shove the books through the return slots in front of the counter, I notice a strange person behind the desk. Old and gray, she must be Yuko's replacement when she's working at the cafe. I begin looking for a free table, a task made somewhat difficult considering that despite there not being many students in here, they're all sitting at their own tables. Noticing a familiar head of hair, I walk over to one near the Braille section. Oh, hello, lover. It's hard to tell whether Lily's concentrating hard or not, her placid expression holding perfectly still as her finger slides across the dot-filled pages of her book. Hi, mind if I sit here? Oh, no problem at all. She trails off, evidently still focused on her business at hand. Ah, Hisao. She gives a nod of greeting as I sit opposite her at the table, pluck a chemistry textbook out of my bag, and quickly thumb it to the chapter we're covering in class. For a while we sit there and read, each in our own way. Seeing her reminds me of what Kenji said this morning, though. That and the fact that I've never seen someone read in Braille before makes me keep throwing glances at her. They're guiding their hand slowly over the pages to feel the bumps of Braille. It's not that weird, in all honesty. Oh, it clicked out of the screen. I kind of feel guilty about it, given that she has no way to realize I'm doing so I decide to ask her about it. Her lineage isn't exactly a state secret, after all, and there's another thing I've just noticed from her movements. Hey Lily, mind if I ask a question? Not at all. Is anything wrong? I was just wondering, you're at least part foreign, right? Wow, that is not the tone I would take with someone who's foreign. Like, I'd just be like, what ethnicity are you, in all honesty? Because I'm very blunt in real life. If I have a question, I will ask. I will tiptoe because, I don't like offending people, but I will ask at some point. She gives a small giggle before setting down her book. I've always been amused at how squeamish people are about that. Akira's mentioned how much she and I look different from others before. The details are a bit complicated, but I'm half Japanese, half Scottish. Aww, I wasn't right. I was thinking German. Scottish? That's not exactly my first guess. It takes some effort not to blurt it out. I try to conjure images of the place in my mind. I think as far as UK goes, Scotland isn't bad to live in, but I'm not really sure. My first guess of England was surprisingly close, at least geographically. This does leave another question, though. Damn it, I'm a bit far off geographically. I said German. Oh, but you have no accent. That's where the details begin. I was born and raised in Japan, despite my mother being foreign. Ah, I get it. Hold on, if she moved to the dorm simply due to Akira working longer hours, so they don't live near the school? She gives a small sigh, as if she didn't expect me to go any deeper. Was her previous frankness just a front? Not exactly. It's been a long time since we've actually met. I feel like I'm not getting the whole story, but I don't really want to go unduly prying into her situation. Her about face shows she feels kind of awkward about it. So, do you speak much English? To be honest, I don't know much about Scotland, but at least I know that that's the main language there. Right, the original language of this game is Japanese. Right, so take it, just remember that they're speaking Japanese, and to us, they're just translations. It takes her a moment to collect herself, appreciating the change in topic. That's right, my family mostly used Japanese around the house when I was young, but they made sure Akira and I knew our Scottish side just as well. I'm fluent in the language, but I'm also studying it in school, to keep my skills up, and to have qualifications on paper, mainly. So you're bilingual, that's pretty impressive. I wouldn't go that far, having parents who can speak the language is a large advantage, and English books in Braille are too hard to buy or import, with Yuko's help at least. That's true, but the thing is, learning a Western language is harder if you primarily speak an Eastern language, and the same is vice versa, and reading's even harder, so... There's a relatively high demand for local English teachers here anyway, which gives me some motivation to learn it as well. Demand for English teachers. For a moment, I wonder why she brought this up. She wants to be a teacher? Like me? Aw, that's so great. You're planning to be an English teacher? Actually the same as me. Huh. Weird. Small world. She gives an enthusiastic nod. It must be nice having such a definite future in mind. I've never really given much thought to mine, so I'm kind of envious. What's wrong? It's just, I could see you as a teacher pretty easily. It suits you. I bring the mic a little closer to my face. For a moment, she's speechless. She lowers her face a little and lets out a nervous giggle, something I've never seen her do before. With Lily's role as a class representative and her dependable nature, teacher does seem to be a line of work fitting her personality. Sorry, that was probably a little much. It's true, though. Waving her hand in front of her face dismissively, she quickly recovers. It's not that. It's just that only one person's ever said that to me before. A short, somewhat awkward silence follows the discussion. Without knowing it, I end up steering into a troublesome topic again. I should try to cheer her up a little. It was me who went and got her brooding after all. Wanna go grab lunch at the cafeteria after this? It might perk her up a bit, or at least take her mind off her apparently complicated family situation. Going by her smile, it seems to have the intended effect. I appreciate the thought, but the food there... Quite the quick redirection of conversation. She does have a point, though. The food there isn't the greatest. Same in my cafeteria, but I don't know how to cook, so... Maybe the Shanghai. We could ask Hanako if she wants to come as well. What is it? I almost forgot. Until you reminded me, Hanako's birthday is coming up soon, and I was going to go shopping in the city for a present tomorrow. If that's an invitation, I'd be happy to accompany you. The ability to get more used to the layout of the city would probably be a good thing. I have barely set foot in there, so I'd be hopelessly lost by myself. She gives a nod, signaling that she happily approves of this plan for Sunday. We eventually get back to our books, though. Before I can begin reading again, I steal one last glance at her. Maybe I've been thinking of my situation too much. After all, everybody here would have their own unique circumstances. A chance to get outside and clear my head will probably do me good. That is actually a perfect transition to me ending this part. Jesus Christ, this is a city. Oh my god. So anyway, that is a perfect point to end this entire recording session. As much as I would love to keep going, I can't. I don't have the time for it today. But, Jesus Christ. This got so interesting all of a sudden. But that's probably because it's a lot of new content. But, I like Lily. Definitely. She's very... Well, she's maybe prim and proper, but she also knows how to properly poke fun at people, which I always find to be a good trait. You have to know when to be serious and when to be fun. But yeah, oh my god, this game got me emotional again, because as last part demonstrates, and Jesus Christ, that's loud in my ears. What the hell? So anyway, I'm loving this game. I fall more and more in love with it the more new content it throws at me. I mean, Kenji's annoying, and I don't like him. I don't want him to be there, but it's definitely something I love this game. I'm slowly falling in love with it, just like I'm falling in love with games like Persona, the Persona series. I love that one too, but this game is slowly becoming the same type of love. It's amazing, and I can't wait to show Beth this, because at some point she's gonna we're gonna record Hanako's path. And I hope she feels the same way about it like I do, because this is purely story-based, and it's amazing, and the pacing's great, and actually, in my opinion, the pacing's kind of slow, but that's only because it's a visual novel, a video game. You have to do it in like shifts. So anyway, before I go on, so I stop rambling, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, or more from this amazing series, hit that subscribe button, and you are now exiting the Shadyverse. My name's Shades, and hope you've enjoyed your day in the shade. See you guys later.